Hey guys, today we are making flan en un 2x3. If I translated that in English, it would be really weird. Like a 2x3 doesn't make sense. But anyway, we're gonna make a quick flan and it's super easy, so keep on watching. Okay guys, so once you have all your ingredients, everything else is super fácil, very easy. So what we're gonna do is get our ingredients out. Once you gather these ingredients, put them in front so you don't forget anything, because I've done that before, and then I've literally had the flan in the mold and I have to go back out, pour it in to add the ingredients. So it's better if you have all your things and make sure it's all accounted for. So let's go through that real quick. We have our milk. I usually used to use 2% or whole milk. Lately, we've been using the fat-free milk. So I'm sure this won't really compromise the taste because there's so many other goodies in there that you're really not gonna notice. But use the milk of your choice. Heavy whipping cream. Let's go through all the milk first. Evaporated milk. Condensed. I got my cream cheese. 3 eggs, 3. We don't need 5, that's just gross. We don't need to over egg our flan. 3 is just fine. Vanilla, sugar, and that's about it, guys. So the sugar is not going inside here. We're gonna use that for another step to make the little caramelized sugar so that we have a nice syrupy flan. Okay, so let's start. First things first, we're going to start, like I said, super easy. We got our blender out. Can you see the blender? Now, if you don't have a blender, don't worry. You could also mix by hand, or if you have a hand mixer, that's good as well. I suggest the blender. You could even get the small blender. Hey, that is better than having to do this manually, but I've been doing this for years this way. It gets everything nice and blended, and you are done in literally minutes. Other things you're gonna need: a tray so that your mold can go in. So you do that baño de Maria, which means that you're going to, don't know how to say this in English, but basically, I'm pretty sure there's a term for it. I just don't know what it is. You're gonna put water inside the tray and then your mold, and it's going to cook that way. I gotta look that term up. Anyway, and then whatever mold you're gonna use, we are gifting these for the holidays. We could give it to our friends, we could give it to our family, and you know, it's a great gesture, it's a great gift. I bought these, if you guys went with me on my shopping spree, I went to Michael's and picked these up, and they were super affordable and cheap. Hopefully, if you are running out to get these, they still have them. I bought these for like $2, and there's 4 in a pack. This one says Merry and Bright, and these other cute ones, which are the smaller ones, and 6 come in this, and I believe I paid like about maybe 2 and change for this as well. So I'm gonna use the bigger ones for now. We'll see how much we can get out of this mix with what we're doing, and then we will take it to the oven. So keep watching. Don't forget to rinse these, guys. I mean, obviously not the top, but the inside, well, this maybe not so much, but I like to rinse everything just in case, because ew, germs and stuff. Ugh. If you watched my other videos cooking, you know that with eggs, I like to put them aside first before adding them into any mix. I like to clean it out and take out that gross little thing that's always stuck to the yellow part. Ooh. All right. Okay, so I have my 3 eggs nice and cleaned. Guys, do you do this? But I always wash the lids of any of the cans that I use. Again, ew, you don't know what crawls on top of it or what's in stores, so, or who grabs what. I always wash them, but yeah, I washed these already. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our cup of milk. We're going to do 1 cup of milk. We're gonna do 1 cup of heavy cream. We're gonna add our evaporated milk and then our condensed milk. So let's go do that. Make sure you shake your evaporated milk pretty well. I need another can opener because this is just tragic. I need an electric one. Anyway, evaporated milk going right in. Then our condensed milk. This is very thick, so you might want to get like a little spatula or something to help you out with that. Oh, I love condensed milk. So sweet. This is why you don't need sugar. If you're using condensed milk, guys, you do not need to add sugar into your mix at all. I've heard that people do it with sugar and add sugar to their mix. That is so unnecessary. Your flan is gonna come out as sweet as it needs to be. Trust me on this one. All right, we're taking our condensed milk and we are getting that all into my blender. Oh, the sweet goodness. Yummy. We are now taking our eggs and we're pouring it in there. We're gonna take my vanilla, and I'm gonna do a tablespoon. You can do half a tablespoon if you want. I'm gonna just go in and it's a little under a tablespoon. All right, let's clear this out because y'all know about the clutter in the space when I'm cooking stuff. I need to just put it away. We're gonna also go in with the cream cheese. You do not need to use the whole package of cream cheese. I'm gonna use half. I let it get soft a little bit. You could use whipped cream cheese, which is way better, but this was on sale for 99 cents. So we're gonna use the block, okay? Because we're saving. Right, so luckily for these lines, I already see where I need to go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. I'm gonna go right down the middle, right here. I'm gonna open this right up, just like so. Y se lo tiramos. We're just gonna throw it right in there. Also, I'll have you know, you do not have to use the cream cheese if you do not want to. You can do this without cream cheese and it's all the same ingredients except the cream cheese. But if you want a little extra flavor and yumminess, I suggest the cream cheese. Why is it already getting dark? Like, come on. But I had some good, like, natural light till at least 4:30. It's like 3:17 and it's getting dark. Like, I don't like it. Guys. Look at how frothy this looks. Yes. It's nice and mixed. Now let's get the sugar ready. If you still see some of the condensed milk sticking to the sides of the blender or whatever you're doing, just push it down. Give it a little help with your spatula or what have you. Spoon, whatever it is. Lo que tengas. Okay, push it down, push it down. Give it another mix. All right, guys, now a few things need to happen here. We need a pot of water. We're going to boil it. And we also need a pan for the sugar because we're going to caramelize it. Make sure everything is well blended before you pour it into the mold, guys. But we are not pouring anything into the mold until we boil our water and caramelize the sugar. Okay. Okay, guys, let's get a few things working here. We're gonna bake at 350 and get this preheated before we go in with all the rest of our stuff. Now, I don't want to mess up my counter, so I'm going to line it with a few mats. Put this here, and then I'm pre-measuring to see how many I can fit in here. So I can do 2 of these easily in one of these trays. So I might need another tray. We'll have this here and we'll have this here. Right now we'll take these out. Okay, I'm gonna grab a cup of sugar. I'd rather have more sugar than less. And I'd rather have more syrup than less. And let's get the back going to boil this water. I'm going to set my pan to medium. One thing you do not want to do is burn the sugar. I am going to do a cup. Going to do this. That little lump right there, we're going to break that up. We're going to keep our eye on the sugar because we do not want to burn it. The last thing you want is a burnt tasting flan. Now, this is where you just have to be very careful, especially if you're a beginner. Just watch it. Let it sit, but just watch it. You have to actively watch it at all times and let this boil in the back. Okay guys, when you start to see it separating, you see this? It's starting to separate and it's starting to slide. Now, what I like to do is just start to like swish it around slowly over the open flame without putting it directly on the flame. I'm gonna bring this a little lower and I'm just gonna keep on swishing it around over the flame, not like putting it down completely, but just over the flame so it could melt it slowly. And this way we are not burning it. Guys, we got that amber color going, mixing it a little bit with the spatula. Guys, if this is like the first time you're handling this, be very, very careful because this can really burn. So just make sure you're handling it with care. You see, as it's breaking down, just make sure you're swishing it around. Swishing, swishing, swishing. The sugar is the worst part of it all. Like, this is the hardest part. Once you master this, you are good to go. So you see how I'm just kind of sliding it around and I'm just waiting for it to break down. That's all I'm doing right now. It's just swishing it, breaking down all the lumps of sugar until it's completely liquefied. We are on our way, guys. Look at that. It's disappearing right before our very eyes. Now, once you take this off the heat, it's important that you act quickly. There we go. It's important that you act quickly. Why? Because it will harden. So we're going to take our mold. You see it? We're going to take our mold and we're going to pour it right in. All right, guys, here we go. So this is mold 1. You're going to let it slide around. Like I said, it gets hard really quick, so you got to work quickly. All right. This is mold 1. Just make sure that the bottom is covered. Mold 2. Let's see how much we get out of this 1 cup of sugar. Okay, let's put this over here. Mold 3. I feel like 3 is, let's see if we could get the 4th one out. Okay, we got 3 molds. Ooh. We got 3 molds. Can we get a 4th one? Let's do this. Oh, yes, we can. 1 cup got us 4 molds. And swish it around. Don't worry about the syrup if it falls on any of your surfaces, because once it hardens, you could just literally like pick it right off. It'll pop right off. All right. The water is still boiling. Let me bring it up a little bit because it was on the smaller burner. Move you over here. We're going to speed it up here. Let's just bring this to a boil quickly. In the meanwhile, guys, we waste no time here. Before taking it off the blender, I gave it an extra little mix. Make sure all the ingredients didn't just settle on the bottom. Mixed it, and now we can start pouring. Let's see how much we get out of this. So we have 1. Okay, I'm gonna just do it to there. We have 2. Let's go for 3. Okay, this water is good to go. It's boiling. Handle with care. I don't want anyone getting hurt. You're gonna do about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of water. If you need more, we'll put more. I think this should be good. A little more here. All right, so we have a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of water. I'm gonna put very carefully, I'm gonna put it in here in the tray. Yeah, I think that is good. And carefully put the second one. Handle with care, guys. I don't want anyone getting hurt. All right, so we have our first tray ready. Let's go for the second. Let's see how much we get out of this mix. All right, we have a 3rd one. That's it, guys. That's all we're getting out of this. We're gonna get 3 of these molds. It's okay, because I could always make more for the 4th one. Okay, open up your oven. You're going to carefully handle your trays. So we're gonna just take it as evenly as possible, move slowly, and we're gonna stick it in the oven. Okay guys, it's been about 45 minutes or so, like maybe about 50. I'm going to take out this. Oh, see, it's still jiggling in the center. So no, it's not ready. Let's check the bottom one. And the bottom is jiggling a little bit too. So we're gonna leave it in a little bit longer. And another test that you might wanna do is, if I was flipping it, it would be easier, but I'm not flipping this because it's gonna stay in this tray. But I could already see, I'm just gonna stick a little bit of the tip. Like it's still wet. So we're gonna let that cook a little longer. All right, let's get close. We have setting time inside the fridge, so we don't want to overcook it. I'm gonna go back in with this knife real quick and see how much we got going on here. Yeah, that's better. All right, she's ready to come out. So once it starts to cool down, you want to take a knife and run it through the edge as close as possible. That's going to release all of the syrup. And I'm going to let it cool down before putting it in the refrigerator. But this is pretty much it, guys. Once you are done, you are ready to cover this up and let it set in the fridge for at least 4 to 5 hours. 4 hours minimum, but the longer you have it in the fridge, the better it is. Let's call this quality control. Yeah. Well, that's the stuff. By the way, that's not the other two. This is the third one. I figured, you know, I wanted to taste it and make sure that it tasted good before giving it to anyone else. And that's the excuse we're going to stick with. Okay. So typically if I'm doing one for the house, I usually use a round mold. And this is an older video that I had. But look at how delicious that looks. This is when you flip it over once it's cooked and you put it onto a plate and you get this deliciousness. Hey guys, so this has been sitting in the refrigerator for about 4 to 5 hours, if not more. Once you have it out of the oven, you let it cool for a little bit, and then you will cut it the way I did around the close to the edge, because you're gonna release the syrup. And then you just put it in the fridge. It's gonna finish setting. It's gonna get nice and like hard. And then you're gonna have some amazing flan. And then you have cute packaging so you could gift it to anyone you want, friends, family, neighbors. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is my flan recipe. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I will catch you in the next one. Have a blessed one, everybody. Bye.